What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ben, co-host of PricePlow, and today I brought you out of the kitchen into the living room for a serious talk about blood sugar related to your athletics and how you can use Revive MD's Glucose RX to control it.
Welcome to PricePlow.
If you've seen our content recently with Revive MD, you understand that they're not just a sports nutrition brand. Yes, their products are very helpful for athletes who are pushing the human body to its limits. They may be, doing some things with their body, like some hardcore supplements that maybe need help keeping their health markers in the right spot. But this product is not just for athletes. It's for people who are concerned about their health markers no matter what type of sport they're putting themselves into, or if they're just a regular person who could use some of these products. They take a holistic approach to not just glucose, but your whole body. They have kidney products, liver products, health products, inflammation products, glucose products, a lot of different stuff for your health. So we were big fans of their products. If you're familiar with Matt Jansen, the coach that's behind the brand, you understand that he has a pretty well set philosophy on health and staying healthy during, even your weight cuts or weight gains. So we were really excited to see the panels come out, and of course they did not disappoint. So before I jump into my ingredient breakdown of Glucose RX, I want to talk about my personal usage of it. Last week I actually ran an experiment myself with actually testing my blood glucose using this product and a few other glucose disposal agents to compare it. And of course, it did not disappoint. So first I want to talk a little bit about that portion of it, the actual anecdotal evidence and numbers that I saw in usage. But then I'm going to go down the actual list of ingredients and break it down for you guys so you can understand what it's made up of. So the first thing I did with my blood sugar test was actually find baseline. I have my blood sugar results up here so I can track it while I'm talking. So the idea, I first started off with 75 gram dose of sugar for finding my baseline, and that didn't really do very much for me. So shout out to Sean Wells, huge name in the blood sugar game as well as glucose disposal, has done a lot of work with berberine, a lot of content out there includes him on berberine. So I hit him up and I was like, hey man, I'm doing 75 gram dosages, but I'm at the highest at 45 minutes and I was only getting up to 120, where my baseline is like low 90s. So actually this time it was actually 87 and I got up to 120. We wanted it to be a little bit higher than that for the baseline. So he recommended, he was like a little bit of a short brag about myself. Sean was like, you're a big guy. So we bumped it up to 125 grams of sugar. And this, because I was working with Sean, who's really big on using Oreos for this, I used mega stuffed Oreos as well as sweet tarts. There's a lot of dextrose in those two to get up to 125 grams of sugar. So when I bumped it up to 125, once again, I was this day I woke up at 94. At 45 minutes in, I got up to 148, and 90 minutes in, I got down to 135. So that was set as my baseline. Now, with the Glucose RX added in, I took the product and took my fasting blood glucose. That was 30 minutes prior to starting the meal. So this particular day, I woke up at 91, took the dosage. 30 minutes later, began eating. 45 minutes after the meal, not after the dosage, but after the meal, I only got up to 128, which was 20 points lower than baseline. And 90 minutes after the meal, I was down to 110, which is 25 points lower than baseline for that time period. Now, compared to other glucose disposal agents out there, out of respect for Revive MD, because this was sent for free and we do have an affiliate business relationship, I'm not going to name names in here. I don't want to put anyone down because there are a lot of great formulas out there, but this is definitely the mic drop formula of the industry. Compared to other ones, this completely outshined them. Now, I was only using 3 PET capsules here, which is the recommended dosage here. At only 3 capsules, whereas other ones were bigger dosages, it was very efficient at getting my blood glucose down. Jumping into the actual ingredient breakdown. When you start off on the label, which I'll try to put up on the screen here, obviously there's a lot of B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, and chromium here, so that you get your vitamins and minerals out at the top of the panel. Some of these will help out with the absorption of some of these ingredients. Chromium on its own is actually shown to help with insulin response here, but a lot of these here are just for the synergistic values with the ingredients in here. The first real active ingredient that shows up is berberine hydrochloride. I talked about it in my anecdotal section. This is really the ingredient that is the base of this. On its own, it has an acute benefit. Overall, it is incredibly beneficial in all things blood glucose related, as well as anti-aging and longevity in life. One of the things to note here is that in my opinion, one of the reasons they split up the dosage 3 and 3 during the day for 2 different meals is because once you get over, for some people, if you get over 750, for a lot of people, if you get over a gram of berberine, it can cause some stomach distress, which is why I was talking about that other ingredient, dihydroberberine was actually created, was so that people wouldn't get the stomach distress. But at this dosage with 750 for one serving, I've never had problems with it. Mike's never had problems with it, and the plethora of physique athletes that I talked to that use this product have never reported an issue with their stomach. So I think they found the right dosage for this that won't hurt your stomach. Berberine is by far the heavy hitter of this formula. I cannot talk enough about how useful this is. I'll actually link up above a video where Mike and Sean Wells, who is really the expert on this stuff, go in a deep dive into this. Now, the next ingredient that comes in is citrus bergamot. Now, citrus bergamot is really an overall health ingredient. You see it in a lot of cardiovascular health products. And really, that's where I see it being most helpful for heart purposes. But one of the things that I want to bring up is actually that citrus bergamot in a study over 12 weeks not only improved cholesterol and heart health, but it actually lowered blood sugar. And it lowered blood sugar with no other changes to the lifestyle. So there wasn't training added, there was not a change to the diet or to sleep or anything like that. And they still saw a lowering in blood glucose. So that's where I start to see that this product could be over time useful in other ways as well. It's not just an acute benefit when you take it with a meal during that time frame. Moving on to grapeseed extract. Now, grapeseed extract is awesome at increasing blood flow. One of the theories that Mike and I had was that because you're creating more blood flow, you're going to deliver that glucose to the muscle more effectively. I like to use this pre or post workout when I really want to be utilizing it to either load my glycogen stores before I train or to help reload them after I trained. So this is actually standardized to 50% polyphenols. I was happy to see Matt and Dom actually putting the standardizations on the bottle so we know what these products and ingredients are standardized for. Grapeseed extract also is effective at lowering estrogen, which can have an effect on your blood sugar and heart health. But it also has another way that it does lower blood sugar. It actually inhibits alpha amylase, which can lower carbohydrate absorption. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this because I want to be absorbing the carbohydrates and then shuttling them and utilizing them as much as possible. I don't know how effective this is at actually lowering the carbohydrate absorption, but it helps in some way. You're putting carbohydrates in your body and they're not hitting your blood as hard. Overall, grapeseed extract, it's not like a drug. It's not like super harsh or, I'm not really worried about it making me not absorb too many carbohydrates. Overall, it's going to be really healthy for your body, and I'm happy to see it in the formula because of the blood flow help. It makes me think of this as more of actually a pre-workout type product. After that, we hit cinnamon extract 4-to-1. Cinnamon extract it's been used forever for blood sugar purposes. Really happy to see it in here. I've actually heard some people say, put more cinnamon on your food, but this extract actually has a ratio in here. We know that it's extracted for specific things. It's going to be effective. I'm not really a big fan of put cinnamon on our food or eat more peppers to increase your metabolism. I want to see extracts used in products that are extracted for specific purposes and are really effective. Now, cinnamon can actually potentiate the effect of insulin inside your body by 20 times. It's really important to know with this product, we're not putting any exogenous insulin in our body. We're using insulin mimetics or ingredients that help our bodies utilize insulin more effectively. So that's really the name of the game here. We're not trying to introduce any new hormones to our body that might make our body produce less of it. We're making our body be more sensitive to the insulin and hormones that we're creating inside our body, which is probably the healthiest way to go about this here. So cinnamon makes insulin more effective. Happy to see that because we're using a lot of ingredients here that make us more insulin sensitive. We're secreting more insulin for carbohydrates. We're gonna make it really effective here, drive the blood sugar in the body, and really make it effective. Now, another classic here, our alpha lipoic acid. It's at 200 milligrams, yielding actually 165 milligrams of active RALA. This has been used in a lot of GDAs. We're happy to see it in here, and I'm happy to see with ReviveMD because they actually do provide third-party analysis showing their products are pure and manufactured well and have good sources. So our alpha lipoic acid actually lowers blood sugar as well as hemoglobin A1C, which are both markers of insulin sensitivity in the body. Mike's been really big on using this product, this ingredient at this dosage. It seems to keep him a little bit lower every single day, which is awesome to see consistent results on this. And another thing to note is they actually put this product also in their Inflammation RX. So if you're using both these products every day as a part of their stack, you're going to see a lot of benefits on your fasting blood glucose day round, not just around your carbohydrate meals. Happy to see this product in here. I think it's very effective. It's one of those ingredients that you don't see in all the formulas, but when you do see it, you know the formula is going to be a little bit more effective. Now, one of the ingredients here that I thought was interesting was Fenugreek. Now, Mike was very familiar with this product being in insulin products. I'm more used to seeing it with testosterone boosting, so when I started learning about 4-hydroxyisoleucine and how it's very high in fenugreek, so that actual compound goes to insulin secreting cells and make them more sensitive to glucose. So once again, we're either making our body more sensitive to glucose or make the insulin actually more effective within the body. So we're making sure that our body is producing insulin when we're putting carbohydrates into our body, and making the body more efficient at getting blood sugar out of the blood quicker. Fenugreek also can increase glycogen synthesis, which is kind of part of this whole process that we've got going here. And if you're an athlete that's looking to use this product to get, your glycogen stores really, really full, it's going to be really helpful for your body and your athleticism and your performance. So happy to see that ingredient in here, even if I didn't originally understand why it was in there. Very eye-opening and interesting. So we only have 3 more ingredients here. Last one that is an actual active for the purpose here is going to be the Gymnema Extract. They call out here that 75% gymnemic acids, which is 131 milligrams yield here. So this actually inhibits glucose absorption in the GI tract. So after the food has been digested in the stomach and goes into the intestines, I guess this is basically going to keep your body from having like a lasting effect from a very high calorie meal. So the initial big boost of glucose from the meal is going to be really what you're going to see the most of, and you're not going to have all that long-lasting damage from like a high-calorie cheat meal. This ingredient, we're going to admit here, is a little bit dosed lower than normal, but with the high doses of these other ingredients, and especially that huge bomb of berberine hydrochloride, I'm not really too worried about it. This is a really big dosage here. I'm okay with this, and especially with these last 2 ingredients that are going to come in here. Estrogen and BioPerine are both really helpful for boosting absorption of a lot of these ingredients. So we have really hard-hitting dosages of some of these ingredients, and then if other ones are a little bit below, they're going to work well together with the other ingredients, and the absorption ingredients at the bottom are going to help make sure that they're absorbed efficiently. Overall, I know that I get a little bit of flack when I talk about underdosing like subclinical stuff as well as synergies, but I told you guys about the results that I had on my actual blood sugar, and I was really happy with that. I think that speaks to how well this product is formulated. We can argue what if all day long, but we have the data here to show what it actually did on my blood, which I'm really excited about that kind of data because it kind of brings more to the table than just theories about formulating. So overall, this formula is extremely strong, very helpful, and I feel like I've really shown that in my experiment with my blood sugar. I'm going to continue to utilize this actually in my day-to-day life with full meals and not just doses of sugar. I'll probably update on this. We have a few other pieces of content just surrounding blood sugar, glucose disposal agents, and how they're working with us. We're very interested in these right now. So stay tuned with PricePlow for more glucose disposal agent information. As for glucose RX from ReviveMD, this is my personal pick right now for a full formula around glucose disposal. This is my favorite. I think it works the most. I haven't had any scary hypoglycemic episodes with this product, which I have heard of with other ones, and I'm a little bit wary of that. I want something that's going to help me shuttle carbohydrates into my system, but I don't want to be worried if I take a pre-workout going hypo during my training. So Very, very exciting about this. I think that this is just the right amount of stuff, and it's well formulated between different pathways, and also just not only making our body produce more insulin, but making the insulin be more effective within the body. So for all your news, reviews, and interviews with ReviveMD, as well as giveaways, new information, new product drops, please go to PricePlow.com/ReviveMD. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment below on what you liked about this video. Would you like to see more blood data? I'm really excited to be bringing that kind of data to the table. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.